and welcome to the kitchen. My name is Rachel. It's the 8th of August 25 and a beautiful sunny day here in Bristol, so really nice. Apparently we've got nice weather forecast the whole weekend and also next week higher temperatures. So the fourth heat wave of this year. So how lovely is that? And that is the weather report from Rustic Rambles. So anyway, what have I been up to? You may well ask. I've very busy at the moment, currently working on the sequel to my Man on Sunday documentary, and my husband's not the easiest person to film, I have to say. You're talking to him like it's an interview and he keeps backing away, and of course, you know, because he is my husband, I'm like, well, you still. So anyway, I'm going to look to see if any, there's any video to salvage from the sequel to The Man on Sunday. Otherwise, we'll just have to think of something else for him to do. But his trainers, he's only more than once on that long dog walk, and they're still okay. So yes, I am open to requests. If people want him to sole their shoes with car mats, I'm open to requests. So anyway, what have we been up to this week? Well, last weekend it was my son's birthday, so I had both of my boys here, which was nice, and my little granddaughter. And this week I was supposed to air a video, or today, that I'd recorded last year, and when I watched it, I thought, my goodness, I could be talking about the same thing this week that I was talking about last year. So last year I was having a huge rant about Asda's. I can't remember why, but I had to call them for something that had been returned. And this year, very similar thing. I had to phone them. They've shortchanged me of my nicotine gums. So I had 2 packets received in my shopping, and there's supposed to be 8 strips of these chewing gums, and in each one there was only 7. So I online, you know, I asked for a refund. Well, I didn't actually ask for a refund, but I said that there was ones missing. So in other words, tampered with. And it came back saying, no, you know, your refund's been rejected. So I phoned the help centre, spoke to a young lady called Alexa. She said because I'd already tried to do it online, she couldn't refund me, but she would refund me 1 packet. So that's a good deal for me. She would refund me 1 packet, but she can't at the moment, but she's keeping an eye on it. So Alexa, if you're watching this, I'm keeping an eye on you, keeping an eye on this, because I've not heard yet that I've been refunded. So yes, so that's it. So I was moaning about Asda last year in the video, a much longer moan. So you really are quite lucky actually. That I was fuming with them last year. I was fuming, but anyway, this year I'm still having a bit of a moan. If it wasn't for buying my nicotine gum from them, I wouldn't do an online shop with them, because they've changed their app. It's horrible. Half the time you have to log in on the internet. It's just horrible. Really horrible. So yeah, I'm not best pleased with them. So you're lucky for them. They do the only nicotine gums that I like. Yes, a whole year, another year, I'm still on nicotine gum. So I would say I've probably been on nicotine gum for 7 years, and you're only supposed to be on them for 3 months. So yeah, I'm hooked on nicotine gum now. I was at the bus stop. I don't think you're allowed to vape at bus stops. I don't think you are, but I've just come back from Bradley Stoke where I did some shopping, and there was a guy at the bus stop, really sweet little guy, and he smiled at me and I smiled back, and he was vaping. Oh, it smelled so nice. I can understand why people vape, But yeah, it did smell nice, but I'm not going to go down that road. So anyway, one day I'll give up the nicotine gum. I've done it before. I gave up smoking. The last time I gave up smoking for 10 years. And then for about 7 years, or maybe not as long as that, but I was on the nicotine gum, and then I managed to give it up because I had flu and it put me right off. So yeah, but it's not happened yet. I've had flu during this current 7 years, and yeah, still like my nicotine gum. Didn't buy very much in Bradley-Stoke. They've got a lovely big Tesco's, but I didn't see anything. I saw some nice dresses in there, but again, too long. So yeah. So I've never bought anything at Tesco's. What I did buy, which is a result, I haven't been able to get these for ages, is Heinz Tikka beans. So they haven't been doing these at Asda's for ages. And they've already stopped their curry beans, and then they were doing tikka, Heinz tikka beans, which was nearly as nice as the curry beans. Then I haven't been able to get them for ages and ages, but I managed to get 2 tins in B&M. They had loads, but obviously I'm travelling by bus, so I couldn't carry any more. So I got them in B&M, so I'm very pleased with them. 2 tins for £2. And for my husband, lucky man, I bought him my favourite rainbow cookies, even though I won't be eating them myself. 2 packs of them in Iceland. And in Asda's, one thing they have done right this week, I've managed to get Marmite crisps. So I haven't had them for years. So I actually started to think that they'd stopped doing Marmite crisps. So I'm very happy. So I've got those. What else are we going to talk about, apart from working on the documentary and the weather, how nice the weather is? Because really, even if you're bored silly listening to these videos, it's a nice little document for me. Like, for instance, looking to see, you know, where life takes me in a year, what it was like back a year ago. So it's a nice, like, little record for me, a bit like having an online diary. And also, one day, when I pop my clogs, my grandchildren can see their nanny. I mean, I'd love to be able to watch my nanny on video. I'm lucky to have, I've got a few photographs of her, and that's it, and some happy memories. But yeah. But I'd love to be able to watch my nan on video. I mean, basically, hardly any photos. I think my sister's got quite a few of my mum's photos. But yeah, I've probably got, I don't know, probably not even 5 photos of my nan. So my lucky grandchildren one day, and my little granddaughter, I don't wear trousers. I've got very knobbly knees, so if I wear trousers, particularly leggings, I look like Max Wall. So if you're younger and you don't know who Max Wall is, I do suggest you Google Max Wall and you'll see what I look like in leggings. But anyway, I can get away with jeans, fair enough, they don't really enhance the knobbly knees, but I can also get away in chinos. So I was very happy with myself. I was wearing a new pair of chinos. I was looking after my granddaughter. She turns around to me and she went, "Nanny, are you wearing Granddad's trousers?" So one day she's going to watch that and she's going to think, "Oh, did I really say that to Nanny?" Yeah, I was like, "No, they're my trousers." But anyway, funny things kids say, eh? So yes, so I'm looking after her on Sunday, so that would be nice. It's their 6th wedding anniversary, so I'm looking after her on Sunday. And I found out that our local farm is having a cream tea afternoon, so they do various little fundraisers for charity. So they're having one on Sunday afternoon, so I'm going to suggest to my husband we take her along there and have a little cream tea. They've got one of them, wartime shelters, you know, air raid shelter. They've got an air raid shelter, and I'm hoping it will be open so I can take photos of it. I've seen it from a distance before when they had something going on, and it looks really quaint. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going in there, getting a few photos. They've got some lovely old like farm tools and everything, and they've got Postman Pat car and Postman Pat's in it. I don't know if it's off an old fairground ride, but they've got quite a few nice little bits in their garden, so yeah, that would be nice. And then I've got to remember to buy some carrots, because they've got 2 cows, 2 pigs and a goat that we can feed. Used to be 2 goats, but one must have passed away. But anyway, I have to really watch my little granddaughter like a hawk, because the goat, it could have been really nasty. She had her back to the goat and she had something like in her hair. She had her hair all up in a ponytail, and he tried to get something out of her hair, so I will watch her like a hawk. But we do that sometimes on a Friday when I look after her. We go and feed the animals when she can be bothered. You know, now she's not in a pushchair anymore and she walks. Sometimes she doesn't fancy it, but yeah. So we'll do that, and then there's a little swing park, so that'd be nice. So that's Sunday sorted out. My husband's had a result. I've just bought some shoes online, because I was going to get him to take me to the shopping mall to buy shoes, but I've managed to buy some online, so hopefully they'll be all right. And otherwise that's going to be another trip. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but it's nice when the weather's nice, so we'll see. So I hope I haven't forgotten anything. I wish you all a lovely weekend, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.